defending, I think, is like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
People deluded, I'm back again. Sporting 2, Arsenal 2, 4-goal thriller. Another game that was great for the neutrals. I'm not sure if you support Sporting or Arsenal, you'd agree, but both teams could have done better, did do good in some aspects, needed to do much better in others. Both teams live to fight another day, and we decide this at the Emirates, where obviously the home support is crazy. I hope these players have want to put it right and go through to the next round, people. And yeah, man, another game that I think showed the good, bad, and ugly of Arsenal, that while we're an extremely improved side based on what we've been doing for years compared to this season, if we want to go to that other level and keep our upward trajectory up, there's many things we need to do better. Rotated teams or not, fatigue or not, it's the Europa League. We want to get to the final. Last time we got to the final, we embarrassed ourselves. And I don't know where to start, man. I don't know where to start, man. Smash the like button, subscribe. Please definitely comment your opinions during the premiere of this vid and also after, people. And turn on your notification bell. We will be speaking about this game at extreme lengths at 11:30 a.m. UK time, where I'm going to watch the game again. Boy, I don't know where to start. The first thing I would say is Arsenal. I love you lot. I love you lot. I really love you lot. I love the fight back and things like that, but we're doing this emotional thing too much, and my heart can't take it anymore. How the two managers still got their hair, I don't know, people. And I don't envy any football manager in world football. You know, we need to do much better. It's entertaining for the neutral. We need to get back to what we was doing at the start of the season, where in a nice way, we was boring. We was putting teams to bed in the first half of games. Now, obviously, you could see Saka and Benjamin White were knackered, probably a lot of fatigue in the squad off the back of games we've played. Now we travel back to England. Now, obviously, have to have a rest, and now we go again against Fulham. We've made it harder for ourselves, and now we're going to have to name a strong team against Fulham, of course, and obviously against Sporting Lisbon. So there is no rest. But at the same time, this is why, yes, Arteta has to rotate and chop and change, but this is why I'm not really an advocate of changing our team. We're not Man City, where they've got them players kind of in the finished article, where you don't really see the knock-on effect. You take a couple of players out, you ask questions of us, really and truly, and we're not quite the same side. So yeah, man, first of all, let's talk about the bad, innit? You know, I do think we're lucky that we never lost this. You know, Matt Turner could have done better for both the goals on reflection, but he made a number of good saves, even in the build-up to their first goal with their defender. 5 minutes in, really, you know, we could have been a goal down. On another day, we could have, Martinelli's goal goes in. Fantastic from the Sporting lad. But we could have conceded some more today. First half, I felt they asked more questions of Matt Turner in terms of making saves and shot stopping than we did of their keeper, Dan. And great time wasting from him, but he looked shaky. And it's the same thing, you know, people are going to be, rigid, low block and things like that, not balls into the channel. I do think I'm doing Sporting a disservice, because they made it very competitive. You saw the passion from all of their players. I have to give credit. It was two teams kind of poor today, but going at it, really. So credit to them. When I look back at my notes, I think, 5 minutes in, people, we should have been a goal down, balls over the top. I feel with Arsenal, clearly the passing wasn't crispy. Chris wasn't as crispy as it could be, wasn't as crisp. We were a bit open throughout the whole game on the defensive transition. Offensively, we weren't moving, regardless of who was there or not. We wasn't moving how we was, and we was giving the ball away, and we deserved to concede that goal, because we was playing with fire. We put our hand in the fire and we got burnt way before that goal went in. Some of you are part of my watch along. You could see the transitions, people. Sometimes we need to take these lessons, and mentally there's a lot that we need to improve on and to go to the next level. Disappointing also as well to concede another goal from a set piece. Lovely to score from one again, but that's been an Achilles heel of us, of recent, really, really and truly. So we need to do much better. We went to a difficult ground and we've walked away with something to play for, but it could have been worse. It could have been better. So I think, passing weren't good enough, weren't creating enough chances, giving the ball away a lot, miscommunication for them two goals. Even in the second half, we started the second half initially quite strong. Martinelli and Vieira went close. Then we shot ourselves in the foot. We need to kind of stop doing this, really and truly. And if you look at Man United, Aston Villa and Bournemouth, we did what we needed to do. There's also, and you could actually extend that to, I would say, Fulham and West Ham at home, and actually Aston Villa at home. We need to stop doing that, really, because we're not always going to get away with it. We looked a bit lethargic. I did think the pitch looked a bit dry, but I'm reaching with that really and truly. We just weren't looking after the ball a lot. Zinchenko's still my guy. Had a shocker today, really and truly. Reacted before he came off, but had a shocker. So yeah, I think Jorginho, Xhaka, and Zinchenko, we needed them to wake up if we were going to offer anything. But collectively, we weren't really doing enough. You know, Martinelli's probably not ready to play as a number 9 yet, as you could see. But we're not doing enough. We're not defending convincingly. We're not attacking convincingly. So we're just living at this moment in time. The one thing we did do well is obviously the build up to earn the corner. I think Fabio Vieira and Saka were involved. Shout out to Saka and Xhaka for their work for the own goal, for the equalizer. We did well from a set piece. Saliba's got up, pull it in, you know. Benjamin White's on the keeper. I'm not going to lie, on another day, maybe that goal could have been ruled out in the Prem because Zinchenko's got hands all over his men. And Sporting did look a bit emotional today, really and truly. From the goal went in, it started to become a feisty affair, started to become a bit open. As I said, we was inviting pressure, unneeded pressure onto us at times, simply because we weren't looking after the ball, you know, really and truly. And we conceded 10 minutes into the second half. I think we held on to the lead for about 11, 12 minutes. And we deserved to concede. You know, Sporting deserved to have a goal. And again, we've given the ball away cheaply. Their centre half, the man who has scored, you know, is taking shots. Good save from Matt Turner. We could have done better collectively, you know. Kirio, I don't know if the keeper's giving you a shout. I don't know if you genuinely ducked, which if you did, that's not on. You've been capped 9 times by Poland, played 42 times in the Serie A. It's a baptism of fire, but it's a learning curve for you because now you see what Gabriel and Saliba are doing that you're not. Big up Gabriel, big up Saliba because you had to be the Gabriel. You know, he did well, I think, from the start to finish, really and truly. I would say in the first half, actually, Matt Turner on the saves. Reece Nelson looked fairly lively. Saliba looked all right. And that was about it, really. But yeah, man, to invite the pressure that led to the goal, we've given it away cheaply. We've let in their centre half have shots. You know, Martinelli's lost his man. Kirio's not convincing. Matt Turner maybe could have come out and done better. Either way, it's a team game. We've conceded a cheap goal. It's now 1-1. And I think going into half-time, that is a fair result, really and truly. And we're probably unlucky not to concede from a Marcus Edwards shot in the first half as well. Big him up because that was a fantastic assist for the second goal, really, from them. Really, collectively, from Jorginho to Zinchenko to Matt Turner to Kirio and several other players. Once again, we could have done better for that goal. But at half-time, I think we're weak on the transition defensively. We're giving the ball away too early. Sporting are banging on the door more than us. We're not really asking questions of Adan, who is shaky. I do think Matt Turner's passing is quite poor in this game and has been inconsistent, but he is making good saves. Ultimately, you know, we're not doing the basics, really. We're not doing the basics that you need to do at any level in football to get something. So we can't really complain. At halftime, I think only Reece Nelson, Turner based on the save, Saliba, only one's doing all right. Other players are kind of half in the game, half not. But it's a team game. Collectively, we are not doing good enough, really and truly. As I said, not just it's them three. It's not because it's just the three names I'm about to say. But Zinchenko, Xhaka, and Jorginho, I don't really think the Xhaka and Jorginho thing worked today. But them three wake up, we control the game a lot better. And I needed that, really and truly. At halftime, we had 6 shots. Sporting had 5. Both teams had 3 shots on target. We had 71% of the ball to 29%. So possession has to correlate to goals, essentially. They had 3 corners, we had 4. Both teams conceded and scored from 1, so it's just about right. Again, I did think, even though the second half, 30 seconds about in, we've conceded a shot. I think Fabio Vieira and Martinelli went close for a couple of moments. You know, Martinelli headed just over the bar from play. I think Xhaka started to get with it a lot more. I think, you know, Zinchenko looked a bit better. Nelson was pairing a bit. But ultimately, we've shot ourselves in the foot. Collectively, it's terrible. Matt Turner's tapped the save into a Sporting man. I don't think Zinchenko, Jorginho, and definitely someone else has done well. I'm not blaming a single player. I'm saying the collective, we should need to do better because, you know, we're actually up there for clean sheets in the Premier League. Imagine how good we would be if we actually was defending properly and doing this less of emotional thing. So yeah, man. But we got with it. We did get with it. Shout out to Bukayo Saka for regaining possession. Xhaka's forced the issue. You know, we've got a bit of fortune with the own goal, but who really cares? We go back to the Emirates with something to fight for. My ending thoughts would have been, once again, set pieces, once again, game management, once again, transitions. Even at times, they're knocking the ball into the channel and nobody's challenging in the air, or one man's challenging for the first, no one's challenging for the second, people. Obviously, players looked a lot fatigued, and you saw Saka had a couple shots on target. It weren't quite his day. Saka, Benjamin White, Dons look finished, absolutely finished. And you know, we've got a bit of a bug at the Emirates now. You know, Tierney and Odegaard are not well enough to play. We heard Fabio Vieira, big up Fabio for the assist as well, had a cold, and obviously we've got Trossard and Nketiah out, so it's going to be a big push on the team. Really nice to see Smith Rowe get some minutes. You can see he's not really quite there yet, but yeah, man, if you can't win, don't lose. We didn't lose, but it could have been so much better. And if we do go out of the Europa League at the Emirates, God forbid, much like the Olympiacos game and several times in the Europa League, we'd have to look back at this game. But 2-2, we take it to the Emirates in front of our home crowd. Hopefully the players are itching to put the performance right, and we go again, really and truly. A football career is short. You have a fantastic opportunity based on how we're playing as a football club across all comps now. I know we're out of 2 cups, to bring home some sort of silverware. At some point, these young men are going to be 35 odd, and some of them are moving into that territory. And you want to look back at what you've won and the stories you've got to tell. Don't shoot yourselves in the foot, because if we want to be a team that consistently challenges for leagues, for Champions Leagues, for everything, we can't keep doing this, really and truly. So it is what it is. I don't feel Nelson looked all right. Tomiyasu, encouraging cameo off the bench. I think he needed that, because against Bournemouth and against City, let's have it right, he weren't good enough. But I don't think any of the fringe players really laid down a marker to Mikel Arteta to say, yo, you need to play me. Lovely to see another somewhat encouraging performance from Reiss Nelson. But ultimately, we've done well to score 2 goals. But I want our club to focus on the goals we've conceded, and I know Mikel Arteta will. So, yeah, man, we can't really complain. We did look extremely disjointed at times, at some points in the game. Again, I'm going to watch it again. Looks like Zinchenko's playing centre-back. It looks like Kyrgios left back. Midfielders are all over the place. Obviously, we're down to our bare bones. You saw towards the end of the game, Fabio Vieira playing through the middle and whatnot. So it is what it is in that regards, man. We're just going to have to go again. We're definitely going to have to play better against Fulham, or you can forget about 3 points now. But it is what it is, man. We lick our wounds. We thank the Lord that we got some goals in this game, and we try and do better, really. We take the good and try and make it great, or strive for perfection. Evidently, there's certain improvements that we need to make, people, but it is what it is. As I said, please make sure you're hitting the like button and things like that. It was actually lovely to see initially as well. Like Fabio Vieira was pulling out to the right-hand side and allowing Saka in the first half to stay further up the field, but we didn't really make a meal of things. I don't even think we was hitting it to Reiss Nelson to run in behind enough, because he had a lot of space and he looked quite lively. But yeah, man, that's all I've got to say on the game. Please let me know your opinion. Smash the like button, because it keeps growing our platforms. Make sure you turn on your notifications and things like that. Most importantly, stay blessed, stay safe. I hope you and your loved ones stay in good health, and I'll see you lot soon. But in relation to this game, that's all I've got to offer. As I said, Sporting 2, Arsenal 2. We go again, people.
There's always just that active red line defenders.
I think it's like